Hello, everybody. Now, I'm just going to turn on the chat so that I can see people. Aha. Okay. So if you are already here watching, if you look at the bottom of your screen, there'll be a chat box or a button that you can press that says chat. And that will then enable you to speak to me and wave and say hi and let me know that you're here, so that I know there is actually someone out there watching. There is also a Q&A box at the bottom. And if you click on that, if you've got any questions, then I will come back to look at those questions later on. Oh, hi, Kate. Hi, Sue. So yeah, if you find the chat box, let me know if you're here. Hi, Anne. Hi, Mukti, Elspeth, Louise. Oh, Louise, you joined us. Excellent, thank you. Ingrid, Sarah, Natasha. If you're watching this on the replay, you can probably skip the first minute or so while we're just waiting for everyone to come on. Who have we got? Who else have we got? Kate and Mo and Emma and Tina. Hi, everyone. Murto from Athens. Hi, Murto. And Karen. This is great. So as I was just saying, there is a Q&A box at the bottom as well. So as I'm talking this evening, if you've got any questions, pop them in the Q&A box and then I will come back to those a little bit later on and get those answered for you. Hi, Karen and Anne from Portugal. That's great. I hope it's warmer in Portugal than it is here. Hi, Claudia and Donna in Berkshire. You're just as cold as I am, no doubt. Great, so let's get started. Let's get started. So we are gonna go, oops, not that one. We're gonna go to the slides here. Okay, so just sit that box down there so I can see what's going on. So you've joined this workshop to learn more about getting motivated to exercise and how to be consistent with your workouts. So, oops, you're in the right place if you're a busy mum or a busy woman who feels overwhelmed at the moment. You might be a woman who's in her late 30s, 40s, 50s, who wants to take control of her fitness. And you want some realistic strategies. And I'm going to come on to what I mean by realistic, to carve out me time. You might want to feel slimmer, stronger, and more confident. And you might want to look and feel your best. So if you might feel like you're the only person who doesn't seem to be able to get a grip at the moment. You've not really any idea where to start. You don't have time, you don't have willpower, everything's just on top of you, and you've tried many, many times before, but you just feel now that there's just no use trying again, or at least you've come to a point where you feel like that at some point before. So in this workshop, we're going to try and change that all around, and you're going to learn how to increase your energy levels so you feel ready to exercise. You know, if we don't have the energy, then we're just simply not going to be motivated to do it. And the secret's to making time to work out. So we're not thinking about finding time, we're thinking of making time so that you've got no excuse. And then we're going to talk about 3 simple ways for you to beat that feeling of overwhelm, which we all have now and again, so that you feel back in control of your wellness. And also we're going to touch on what your workouts need to include at our age, in your late 30s, 40s, 50s, beyond, to actually accelerate your results. Your reward for sticking with me until the end of this workshop today is a bonus energy shake cheat sheet. So I've put this together for you, and it's going to guide you through how to make a really good energy shake that you can use this sheet every single day. You can pick and choose what you put in that. So that, you know, if you don't like kale, for example, then you can use spinach instead. So that sheet is there. So if you manage to stay until the end this evening, then that is going to wing its way through to you later. Before we get started talking about the motivation, I just wanted to touch a little bit on my story and where I've come from and how I've got to this place. I grew up dancing. I started dancing when I was 2 years old, and the reason I started was because I was painfully shy. My mother did not know what to do with me. I just refused to talk to anybody and was just very, very shy child. So I started dancing. I absolutely fell in love with it. It was my safe place. It was where I felt I belonged. And slowly but surely, I started growing up with dance. I eventually got a scholarship for ballet school when I was 14 years old. But my mum was quite dead against the idea of me going to ballet school. Long story. I'm not going to go down that route. So I didn't go to ballet school. I took a different route. I went off to university and I studied law. And when I was at university, I did very little exercise. My diet was shocking. I think I did netball. That was about it. But I just wasn't, I wasn't focused. Considering I danced from the age of 2 all the way up to 18, I just completely lost it. And I wasn't focused on my fitness at all. Once I'd gone to university and graduated, I became a lawyer in the city, in a corporate law firm for over 10 years. And at this point in my life, I really struggled. I was chained to a desk. I worked very, very long hours in London, and my body really hurt. My body was used to moving, and it hadn't done it for a long time. And now I was seated all the time. And I was incredibly frustrated by that. So if you can relate to that, let me know. But it was very frustrating for me. And it was at that point that I found ballet again. There was a lady in my local neighborhood, an American lady, who was teaching the New York City ballet workouts. And I went along to that and absolutely fell in love with it. And that really inspired me to start moving again because it was familiar to me. And during my time in that law firm, I tried running, I tried the gym, I tried kickboxing, I tried so many different things, none of which actually really gelled with me, and I didn't stick to any of it until I found ballet again. And I stuck with it. I then had my family, and I wanted to get out of the rat race, and I qualified as a ballet teacher. And during that process of qualifying, I met a very inspirational teacher. She was an Australian lady at the Royal Academy of Dance, and she is the person that inspired me to then set up my own local business called Ballet Body, where I teach the ballet fitness classes to adults. I also at that point taught children for many years as well. But that was my own business. And off the back of Ballet Body, I had so many people contacting me all the time from different parts of the country who were asking, do you run classes near me? Where can I get hold of this class? Which is what inspired Breaking Ballet to take it online so that everyone could experience the real benefits of doing these workouts. So I did struggle to find the time. So I can totally relate to any of you that are watching this and have working long hours and really struggling to find the time. I wasn't consistent with my workouts, my diet wasn't fueling my body, and I was completely exhausted most of the time. Fast forward to today, I've got more balance in my life. This is me in Wales, where I'm from. I am holding a mobile phone in my hand, so clearly have not quite managed to switch off, but I'm getting better at it. I enjoy family time. I've got 2 young children. And I now feel happy, healthy and confident. And I don't get sick all the time like I used to when I was really stressed out and chained to my desk and just not moving. And my life really changed the moment that I chose ballet as a way to optimize my health. It taught me, the main thing it taught me was really how to connect or reconnect with my body and enjoy exercise again. So now I feel positive, strong, confident. I pay a lot more attention to how food makes me feel, and I listen carefully to what my body needs. And there's not a lot of this negative inner talk that goes on with me anymore that I once did have. And I do things I need to do to feel the way that I want to feel. So let's get started into the meat of this workshop. I hope you can relate a little bit to what I've just talked about in my experience. But the 4 steps, I think, which are vital to getting you motivated are as follows. It's these 4. The first one is to get energized, so that we have energized, energy, so that we feel motivated to actually start the workout. If we're feeling exhausted and lethargic, we're less likely to do it. The second one is to make time. We've got to be very intentional about this and not just hope that it's going to happen. And we need to beat that feeling of overwhelm when everything just gets on top of us. And of course, the first thing to go is our exercise, and then possibly our good eating habits as well. And if we can, the fourth one, if we can get quick results with the exercise that we're doing, and we can see what's happening, and hopefully over the 5-day abs challenge, you've seen the results that you can get just doing 10 or 15 minutes every single day, you can feel those results, then that also motivates you to keep moving forwards. So step 1, strategies to increase your energy levels. So we need to look at your diet. First and foremost, diet is going to be really, really important to get the energy levels up. Hydration is also important, and also our sleep. So your diet. I'm not a nutritionist. I just want to make that point. However, I have spent years and years and years working on my own nutrition, and I work out a lot, but because I'm teaching the classes, but it is something that I have had to work out for myself. I had a lot of food intolerances when I was younger, and it's taken me a while. So I do have a lot of knowledge that I want to share with you. But we are very, very busy people, and now the internet and social media and scrolling through, Facebook and Instagram and everything, we are struggling to switch off, and we are very disconnected. And that's tricky because we're so disconnected. It's very hard to then get focused on cooking proper meals, and we're not prioritizing what our body needs. Food gets neglected, and we really need to focus on the ingredients, on whole foods and cooking from scratch. I don't count calories, I don't weigh myself, I don't look at numbers at all with anything, and that's not what I teach inside my membership at all. The numbers go out of the window. But good nutrition is vital throughout the day. If you're looking at buying something in the shop and there's an ingredient on the back of it that you can't pronounce, then you probably shouldn't be eating that food. You need to focus on eating things that are high in fiber, lots of vitamins and minerals that keep you full throughout the day. When you're working out, you need to get a lot of protein in. So I have protein in every single meal, and slow release carbs and good fats. But preparation is also key. You've got to make your own food, which means you're going to have to plan ahead. And that's easily done if you sit down and think about it. And in Backstage, in the membership, we do that. But breakfast, ladies, is going to be your biggest weapon in getting your energy levels up. So not cereals out of a packet. This needs to contain protein. Your breakfast first thing in the morning needs to contain protein. Slow release carbs, good fats, so that you're not getting those sugar spikes later in the day. If you skip breakfast, you're going to start feeling the effects of that at sort of 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and that is when you might be racing around and you're more likely to then grab a snack on the go. Eating nutritious food. If you eat nutritious food, you're less likely to reach for a quick fix that's not going to satisfy your hunger, and then you're going to start overeating again. So if you're sticking with me to the end and you grab that energy shake sheet, that is something that you can incorporate instead of a snack. Maybe you've been grabbing a chocolate bar, a bag of crisps, or a cookie or something, but the shakes can replace that and keep the nutrients up, keep the protein up, and keep you full. So this is just a list of foods to avoid and enjoy. So if you've got a pen and you want to take a note of that or take a photograph of that with your phone, foods to avoid: alcohol, dairy, sugar, coffee, and grains. And foods to enjoy: fruit, vegetables, fish, lean meat, legumes, so that's beans, lentils, that sort of thing, eggs, nuts, seeds, and herbal teas. So those are the foods that you need to enjoy. Hydration. And some people, you might be one of them, are really bad at keeping the hydration levels up during the day. If we don't do that, then we get dehydrated, and that then in itself leads to water retention, where we start to feel very puffy, constipation as well, where our stomach will feel bloated. And if we're trying to get the stomach nice and flat like we have been doing this week, then that's obviously counteracting that if you've got a bloated stomach. And lethargy: if you're not drinking, you're going to feel pretty exhausted. And sometimes we can confuse feeling thirsty for feeling hungry. So if you're keeping your hydration up, then you're less likely to snack as well. The recommended amount of water a day is 8 glasses. That's not 8 pints. Someone posted in the group, I can't get 8 pints down me. It's not 8 pints. It's a standard size glass, it works out about 1.2 litres a day, something like that. But if you're aiming for between 1 and 2 litres a day, that's perfect. And of course, avoiding alcohol, which leads to dehydration in itself. So lots and lots of hydration, ladies. One way of doing that is to buy a water bottle that's got the measurements on. You can fill that in the morning, and then you can actually see how much you're drinking. Trying to get a lot of it in the morning, because what tends to happen if you don't get all the water in, and then you remember at the end of the day at 6 o'clock, oh, I only did 3 glasses. If you then attempt to drink 5 glasses in the evening, you're going to be up all night. So you are not going to be sleeping, which I'm coming on to in a minute. You're going to be up and down to the toilet. So try and get the water in sort of the front end of the day. Hopefully you've slept 7-8 hours at night. And so during that period, of course, you haven't taken on any water whatsoever. So first thing in the morning, at night time, I take up a glass of water. First thing I do in the morning is drink the glass of water. So that's my first one done. You can also get apps on your phone. There's one called My Water that reminds you when to drink if you're really, really bad at this. It will just keep reminding you. You can settle your statistics on there, so it knows roughly how much you should be drinking, and it just prompts you during the day to do that. Sleep. Well, we should be trying, if we can, to avoid foods before bedtime that have got additives such as MSG, so that's like in takeouts, especially Chinese takeouts, stimulants like coffee, and also spicy foods that can aggravate the digestion. So if we're eating those of an evening, then the digestion, which is happening a little bit later on, perhaps after you've gone to sleep, is going to aggravate the body and wake you up. So it's going to disturb your sleep. So think very carefully about your last meal of the day, and think very carefully about the last meal of the day, so that you can get your 8 hours of sleep in a night. And that's every night. It's not just a case of sleeping 6 hours one night, 4 hours the next, and then catching up at the weekend and trying to do 8, 9, or 10 hours at the weekend. It's got to be a consistent 8 hours sleep a night, if possible. So making sure that the bedroom's nice and cool. You've heard all of this before. You can take a bath before you go to bed, because once you get out of the bath, the hot bath, your body temperature drops, and that assists with sleep. Sleeping in the dark, make sure that it's nice and dark, and don't have any electronics in the room, no television, phone, or anything like that. And one thing that's really worked for me is setting an alarm to go to bed. We all have an alarm to get up in the morning. We don't all have an alarm to go to bed. So it's a really good idea to set that alarm when sort of half an hour before you want to be headed upstairs, so that if there are any things that you need to do, like empty the dishwasher, all the other things that we attempt to do before we go to bed, you've been put on notice that it's time to go and do that and then get up the stairs. There's a brilliant book called Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker, if you want to make a note of that. It's really, really interesting. And he does talk a lot about how sleep is affected when we're in our late 30s, 40s and 50s, because our melatonin levels change. Also, if there are any ladies out there going through the menopause, that can also disturb our sleep. But that book is really, really interesting. And after I read that, I was very serious about making sure I got my sleep. So it's called Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. So I definitely recommend that as a read if you're interested in that. I'm just going to check the comments. Let me turn the chat on so I can see. Erin, after being really intentional about drinking water, I can now feel it when I don't drink it, really notice the difference. Exactly that, Erin. You do notice the difference. So we're going to come on now. If you received your worksheet for this workshop, grab that now. It's called Making Time for Fitness. If you didn't receive it or you've misplaced it and you can't find it, if you go into the Ballet Fitness Lifestyle Hub, into the group that we've all been in for the challenge, and go to, on the left hand side, to files, I've put the document in the file section there for you to print off. It's called Making Time for Fitness. And if you've got that document now, you'll see that there is a table at the top there, which I want to talk about now. So let's move on. Here we go. So step 2, the secrets to making time to exercise. And I call this POP. So it's plan, organize, and prioritize. So plan when you're going to exercise. So a really useful thing that I do on a fairly regular basis to see where my spare time is, where I can find it or at least make time, is to use this block system. So if you take your diary and you look at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you look at the times. So on this sheet, there's blocks of 2 hours time, and you get a highlighter pen or you can color code it and actually block out the times that you are busy. So you're going to take a red marker pen or highlighter and just block all those boxes out where you're busy. So I don't know, if you don't get up till 8 in the morning, then you're going to block that out because you're asleep between 6 and 8. But I doubt that's the case. But you might, if you're at work between 8 and 6, then you're going to block all that out Monday to Friday. So that you start to see, or if you're not working, you know, when are you going on the school run? When are you, whatever you're doing with your day, when does that happen? Are you helping out at school? Do you volunteer anywhere? Do you meet friends at a particular time on a particular day? What other activities are you doing during your week? And block them out. This is a really helpful visual for actually seeing where your time is. Once you can see where your time is, you need to think about how long you want to exercise. And all the workouts inside the Backstage membership are 10 to 15 minutes long. So if you decide you want to work out daily, then you need to find 10 or 15 minutes each day to do that exercise. So if you can see where the gaps are in that block, then that's where you're going to use a different color pen and mark that out as the time that you exercise. Now, if you're an incredibly busy person and you're struggling to find that time, you need to try and make it. So this is when you can try to shift things around a little bit. That might mean getting up 15 to 30 minutes earlier in the morning so that you've made that time specifically to exercise. If you are just going through life trying to find the time to exercise, it's just not going to happen. You've got to be intentional about it in the same way that you would if you needed a doctor's appointment, a dental appointment. I bet you get your hair done regularly, and you don't miss those appointments. You don't forget to brush your teeth in the morning or before you go to bed. It's something that you do every single day and you make time for, and it's become a habit. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to create these habits, but until that becomes easy, until the exercise becomes something that you do every single day, you've got to be very intentional about it and really set it out. So work through that worksheet, go through your highlighting when you've got time, identify the time that you have free. Have a look at the number one thing that stops you from putting yourself first, because I think that's really key to identify. It's why you're not able to make that time if you're struggling to put yourself first and to exercise. And if you are struggling, I'd like you to think about, by not putting yourself first, what is that costing you? So I've put 1, 2, 3 on the sheet. List 3 reasons. What is the cost to you of not actually putting yourself first and exercising? That's a very personal thing. You don't need to share it, but it helps to write it down to really understand what the cost is to you. I've then, at the end of the sheet, asked which things you feel that take up most of your time, and to tick some of those. Procrastinating, tidying the house, watching television, surfing the internet, food planning, shopping, all these things that we all do. It's absolutely fine. But do you do too much of it? Are you spending too much time on social media? If you are, then put your phone down, get on the mat and do a workout instead of scrolling through Facebook for 15 minutes. That's literally all it takes, but you still need to be intentional about when that's going to happen. And yes, life can take over sometimes, but we still need to start off with good intentions and try our best. Some days it doesn't work out and we've scheduled it in, and then there's a sick child and we can't do it. That is fine, we're all human. But if we do it this way and we try and carve that time out and make the time, then we're going to be in a much better place to succeed. Second one is organising. So we've just gone through that really, organising your diary. But another good one, seeking support. If you need support to make time in your diary, for example, with childcare, can you call on someone to help you with childcare to free up 30 minutes of your day? Can you ask your partner to help you out and do the food shop at the weekend so that you can prioritise your time and exercise? There are lots of different ways of doing this. Can you get together with a friend and say, look, can you take the kids for half an hour while I do my workout, and then we'll swap over? Support is really important, as you will have discovered during the challenge, that support is really, really important and motivating. So finding those people that are there to support you is vital. And if you don't have them physically around you, then if you do decide to join Backstage, you do get that support inside the group. It's a lovely community. As you can see from the group that we've had this week, it attracts lovely, kind, caring people, and they are all inside Backstage, prepared to support one another as well. Other tasks that could get in the way, so laundry, for example, tidying, all these other things, all these chores that we have to do. Could you say, right, on your little sheet, laundry, I'm going to do laundry twice a week. I'm not going to do it at random times of the day because I just need it done. I'm going to do it on a Wednesday morning and a Saturday morning, and then it's done. And otherwise, in between that, I'm ignoring it because I need to carve out this time. So, prioritizing, and we are bad at this. We seem to put everyone else before us. And a lot of the time we use lack of time, or the way we talk about time, as a scapegoat. I Googled this and I went on Amazon, and if you go on Amazon and type in time management, there's more than 50,000 books on Amazon about time management. If you can relate to feeling like having a lack of time, and the feeling of overwhelm as well is a symptom of not having enough time. And you know, the way that we describe time, we're always racing around. We use it a lot in our sentences. I don't have time, we're late, I'm in a rush, in a minute, I'm busy. All these phrases that we constantly hear ourselves saying, I say it all the time to my children. We're labeling it in a particular way. And if we only label time in a particular way, that's how it's going to show up for us. So the more that we're saying, I'm busy, I'm late, I'm in a rush, the more we feel busy, late, and in a rush. So we need to try and find other ways of looking at time so that it doesn't feel so disempowering, and we don't feel as rushed and that we have to do everything very, very fast. My opinion with time, and if you find yourself using these phrases I've just talked about with time, when you say it out loud, just take a minute and work out why you're saying it. And a lot of the time, excuse me, we're saying it because we're avoiding responsibility in an area of our life, and using time as a scapegoat. So we're complaining about time when we're trying to avoid doing something. So as an example of that, if my son wants me to go and play Pokemon, and by that I mean physical little Pokemon toys in his bedroom, and you know, I'm a bit tired, it's the weekend, there are other things I'd rather be doing. I might say, I'm a bit busy at the moment, sweetheart, I'm doing X. Now, really, I could put that down and I could prioritize playing with my child and using time as an excuse not to do it. I do, just to caveat that, I do play with my children, but that was an example. So if you find yourself using those phrases, then try to drill down as to why you're using it. When you are saying to me or to anyone else, I don't have time to exercise, I'm too busy to exercise, is that because you are using time as an excuse not to? And that's fine, because sometimes you're just too tired. But we try and find excuses and trick the body into not doing it. So just be more mindful of why you're using that. And prioritizing your exercise, those times that hopefully the areas you've identified as free time, once you've gone through that exercise, is just as important as any other appointment. If that's how you view it, that's how you prioritize it, it'll be far easier for you to stick to it. The chores can wait and be scheduled for another day. Step 3, so let's look at some different strategies now for beating that feeling of overwhelm. And you've probably heard of SMART goals before. That stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based. That basically means when you're thinking about setting goals for yourself, those goals have to be specific goals that are measurable. The goals need to be achievable. They need to be relevant to what you want the outcome to be, and they need to be time-based. So they're just not, you know, forever and a day. You need to say, I'm going to achieve this by X time. I only want to talk about the first 3, specific, measurable, and achievable. In terms of being specific, setting your goals, there's 2 different types of goals that we look at inside Backstage. The first one is the destination goal, and by that I mean the big goal. So that might be, I'm going to work out every day for the rest of my life. That might be, I'm going to increase my flexibility. That is my goal, that is what I want to do. Or it could be, I really, really want to tone my tummy and, you know, get my core nice and strong, and that's what we've been doing this week. Once you've chosen that destination goal, you then need to decide how you're going to practically achieve that destination goal. And the practical side of it is the process goal. So as an example, let's use the tummy one, toning up the tummy, because that's what we've just been doing in the challenge. If you say, I want to tone my stomach, that is your destination goal. Your process goals for that are then going to be, okay, in order to do that, number 1, I need to get up 15 minutes earlier every single morning, because that's when I'm going to do my workouts. Number 2 could be, I'm going to do a 15-minute ab workout every day for the next 2 weeks. And then after that, you might say, you might move on and do a legs workout, or whatever it is, whatever your destination goal is. Your third process goal might be, I'm going to increase my fluid intake to 8 glasses of water a day. And it could be eat whole foods, do this, do that. So it's those actionable goals, the process goals, that actually get you towards your destination goal. It can feel incredibly overwhelming if you say, yep, that's it, I want to tone my stomach. It's a great goal, but how are you going to get there? And so those, breaking it down into actionable, practical steps, and they can be really, really small steps, is what's going to help you get there. We do that inside Backstage. We've got habit trackers and all sorts in there that you can use to do that. You also need to make your goals measurable, and I touched on this before. You can do that you can approach it in 2 different ways. You can do it with numbers, where you're counting calories, you're weighing yourself on the scales, you're looking at your dress size, all to do with numbers. Or you can do it with feeling. And by that I mean, do I feel energized because I'm working out? Do I feel confident? Am I fitting into my clothes comfortably? Do I feel comfortable in my own skin? Do I feel happy? Those are the things that are very important to me, and those are the things I love hearing my clients say. Yes, we can all fine-tune what we have in terms of our physical body, but the real reason behind working out and exercising and eating well is so that we feel good. If we feel good, we have the confidence anyway. So the only thing that we do inside Backstage that relates to numbers, and it's not compulsory, is I ask the ladies to take measurements of their body. So the thigh measurement, waist measurement, etc. That's not necessarily to be shared with anybody, it's for your own use, and to take photographs so you can see the change. And the reason for that is because sometimes when you're exercising, you can lose pounds in terms of weight. But hopefully doing these sorts of workouts particularly, you're going to be putting on muscle mass, and I'm going to come on to that in a minute. But if you put on muscle mass, which of course is going to make you look more toned and strengthen the body, muscle actually does weigh something. So even though you can see that your thighs are shrinking, that you're toning up all over, and people are starting to comment on your arms. Erin, if you're still watching, I know people have commented on your arms from your ballet workouts. It's not, those changes are not necessarily going to show on the scales. So I don't encourage scales. I encourage you to measure and then look at results in terms of how you're feeling. Okay. And the goals, it has to be achievable. You've got to set yourself up for success. And I love this quote: you will never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. Absolutely right. I am not about quick fixes. I am not about bikini bodies in 7 days, dropping dress sizes in a couple of weeks. These are not realistic, healthy ways to live our life and to make the changes that we want to make. We've got to be honest with ourselves. We are all come in different shapes and sizes. And by that I mean some of us are pear-shaped, some of us are apple-shaped. It's just the way we are. So if you're pear-shaped and you decide you want to get into the size 8 jeans or whatever it is, you can't shrink your hips. That's just not physically possible. So better to flip that on the head and embrace your body and learn to love your body, fine-tune what you've got, rather than be feeling under pressure or feeling overwhelmed by looking at social media and pictures on the front of magazines and wishing that your body looked like something else that's just not going to happen. And it's these daily habits that are the absolute key to setting yourself up for success. If you do get exercise as a daily habit, You can't use excuses like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. It's okay, I'm going to start tomorrow because I bought the kit today. I bought some new leggings. So I've made a start. You haven't, you've just bought new leggings. I'm definitely going to do it tomorrow, I hear people say. Or, time, I'm so busy, I don't have time, we've covered that. You just need to do it. You've just got to get on and do it. And if you can get into a habit like we have during the challenge of doing small but often. So I'm not into the whole all or nothing approach at all. It's more something all the time. So a little bit every single day. You don't need to be doing hour-long workouts or bashing your body in these high-intensity workouts to see results and to enjoy it. Coming on to the results. Now, if you can get quick results with a workout, that is obviously motivating. When I say quick results, I don't mean, again, this bikini body in 7 days, etc. I mean the small results that you hopefully have noticed just in the last 5 days. There's been so many posts about people saying, I couldn't do this on day 1 and I can do it on day 5. And I'm absolutely amazed at the changes and I can feel it. And I've not been able to feel my deep core muscles after C-section and now I've found them. So it's those results, it's the change in the way you feel, it's the change in your body that you see happening, and they do happen quickly. But once we get into the sort of over the age of 40, our body naturally starts to lose muscle and our metabolism drops. So it's really important, if you're in your late 30s, 40s, 50s, that you start to focus more on muscle building. And the more muscle that you have in your body, the more calories you will burn. It's also going to increase your metabolism. So what you may have found once we've gone over the age of 40 is that it's a lot easier now to gain a few pounds from food that you used to eat in your 20s and 30s and it would just slide off you. Now that food is sticking like glue around your midsection. And the way to prevent that from happening, along with everything I've already talked about, all those strategies, is to build muscle mass. And I don't have enough time to talk too much more about this, but retaining weight around the midsection, of course, is affected by hormones. So if you're perimenopausal or menopausal, that can affect it. Poor diet, obviously, poor posture, but also it's to do with the metabolism. So we've got to really work on building that muscle mass. Eating protein-rich foods are going to help with that when you're working out, and the strength training to fight any muscle loss. And I would always say, once you've done a workout, if you can feel that burn in the muscles, in the 30 minutes after, if you can, after that workout, to get some protein in, because that will then help to repair and rebuild the muscles and help build that muscle mass. I do so much more strength training now than I used to. I run other classes. I'm an animal flow instructor, if any of you have heard of that. So I don't run, I don't do anything like that. It's all, for me, mainly strength training and the ballet fitness workouts. So the shorter workouts more regularly are going to really help. So if any of you are already doing weight training, that's great. Obviously, you need to take care of your body when you're lifting weights and get a really good instructor. But anything that is weight bearing, because also that's good for our bones as we age as well. Weight bearing is very important to retain that bone density as we start to age. So the secret to getting motivated, just to round up, you need to focus on your why. You need to focus on why you are here now, why you want to work out, why do you want to exercise? And is that because of aesthetics? Is that because you want to change the way you look? Or is it because of your health? And actually, when you ask yourself, you know, if I want to get a flatter tummy, why? Because I'll feel more confident. I hate, you know, there's certain things I won't wear. Okay, so if you feel confident, how is that going to make you feel? I'll feel happier. And it all comes back to health. Every single reason, even if it starts out as something that you want to change physically, why do you want to change physically? Some people are very happy in their own skin, no matter what they look like. But if you're not, and there's things you want to change about your body, it does really always boil down to a health reason. Also, finding something you enjoy is obviously key. But I'm not going to lie to you, it's not always going to be enjoyable. There are going to be times where you're not going to find it fun. You might be feeling extra tired that day because you had disturbed sleep, for whatever reason, but you've still just got to do it. And once you do it, you know you're going to feel good afterwards. So you know you're going to get that high afterwards and feel really, really proud of yourself. But you've just got to do it, even though you're really not enjoying it. But if you start off on an exercise regime that you hate from the get-go, that's not good. You're not going to maintain that. And you need to find something you get started with straight away, so you're not making those excuses. So of course I'm going to tell you that ballet is the way forwards. I hope that you've seen during the challenge the benefits of that. But ballet can help you see quick results by improving that connection between the mind and body. So there's eventually then less temptation to eat junk food because you're just being a little bit more mindful. It does increase muscle mass and boost your metabolism, which then in turn boosts calories. And it's accessible because you can get started right away, as you've just experienced, from home. So to summarize, these are the strategies. Number one, to increase your energy levels by eating right, drinking plenty and sleeping more, and making the time to exercise, not finding it, being intentional about making that time, finding where it is and putting it in there and prioritizing it. Beating overwhelm so keeping your goals, set your goals, work out what your goals are, but focus on those process goals, on the actionable, practical, small goals that you can do each and every day to get you towards your destination goal. And quick results, so incorporate some muscle building exercises, and of course ballet will help you do that and give you some happiness in the mix as well. So those are just some of the key strategies that I use in my programs to get ladies the results that they're looking for. And ballet really does work. I mean, you know, you've seen dancers' bodies. They're not bulky. They move with grace. And if you've watched this far in this workshop now, you absolutely have what it takes to transform your body, not just your body, but your mindset around exercise with these ballet workouts. And you can get started right now. I just want to add that nothing that I've shared with you in this workshop is theory or fluff that might work. It is what I've used to transform and really strengthen my body over the years. And I've helped hundreds of other women do the same. It does not matter if you're a newbie to exercise or ballet. Age, I have to add this, age is also not a barrier to succeeding with this form of workout. It really, really isn't. It's just about taking those baby steps, taking action and doing it now. Big benefits of ballet, which you probably already know if you don't, that it increases your muscle tone, it again connects the mind and body, improves your posture. If you improve your posture, it will increase your confidence. It will increase your strength, your flexibility, and your fluidity of movement, flattens your tummy and lifts your bottom, as well as your spirits, ladies. So if you're like me, you're tired of feeling that overwhelm that I once had in the corporate world when I wasn't exercising, feeling frustrated and at a loss, trying different things, not getting the results because you're not really sticking at anything for a particularly long time, feeling uncomfortable in your clothes, guilty about spending time on yourself, and basically flying by the seat of your pants, hoping that at some point, if you really, really, really want it hard, then you're going to wake up and feel much better. Well, it's time for you, ladies, to make a new plan. And you've got the choice. You can do that the slow way, through trial and error. And of course, you can use what we've talked about today to do that. And you've got the Making Time for Fitness worksheets and all the information that I've given you today, which I hope is helpful. You can go away and you can use that information and make some progress. Or you can do it a lot quicker and get the results inside a really lovely, amazing, supportive community using my program. It's called Backstage. It's a monthly membership program. And inside Backstage, we put all the strategies that we've just talked about into action. You get back on track, jumpstart your fitness, and connect, as you have done over the last week, with lots of ladies inside the group. You connect with some equally caring and loving human beings inside Backstage that will give you lots of motivation and support. As I say, it's an online monthly membership plan, and it really does take you by the hand to sculpt and tone your body, and you can do this from the comfort of your own home. You have the support of me and all the other ladies around the world that are part of this program. And it's the quickest and most effective way to get you from where you are now to where you want to be. So what's inside Backstage? You had a core control ballet bite when you did the challenge. There are more ballet bites inside Backstage, and they cover various different things. The core control one is there. There's one on posture, correct posture. There's one on turnout, positions of the arms, positions of the feet, and other different ballet positions like attitude and arabesque. There is an 8-week workout plan, and that plan is where you get started when you join. You get going on the 8-week plan and work through that. Every single month I put a new workout in there. You also get access to live classes that I have recorded. So they're my live classes that I teach locally that I've recorded. So it does feel like you're working out in a class with lots of other people. And there's a monthly challenge. So much like the abs challenge you've just done, we do monthly challenges inside Backstage, and that covers all areas of the body, legs, arms, everything. And there are meal plans, recipes, health eating tips, and planning advice as part of the Backstage membership. All the workouts are 10 to 15 minutes long, just as you've experienced inside the challenge. The workouts you've done there, it's very, very similar, but obviously it's not just the abs, it's everything else as well. It's legs, arms, back, butt, the lot. So if you can imagine getting a stronger core, getting those shapely legs and a toned bottom, changing the daily habits that we talked about to incorporate your exercise and your healthy eating, and getting that sense of confidence, feeling more graceful and fluid in your movements, and finding that newfound love of your body. When you become more flexible, it does make you feel more youthful. And what's really important to me, getting that renewed physical and spiritual energy gained from your commitment to being your best self. This is all about you. It's about you putting the effort in to change things for the better. So Backstage, it's very exciting, drum roll, is now open for you to join. I am going to see if I can do this. Right. I have stuck the link to sign up if you want to do that in the chat. So it's in there now if you want to look at that. You're thinking, how much is this going to cost, Sarah? Well, you could hire a personal trainer to implement all these different strategies for you, but you know that's going to cost you a lot of money. It's going to cost you hundreds of pounds to have that one-on-one training. My one-on-one coaching with clients starts at £50 per hour. It is expensive to have this level of contact with an instructor. So what, you're asking me, are you going to be paying to master this yourself? Well, it's not thousands of pounds, it's not hundreds of pounds even. The Backstage membership is just £179 for a whole 12 months. Or you can sign up today for as little as £19.99 per month. Now, if you think about that, £19.99 a month, that's £5 per week, which works out at about 66 pence per day. So what are you spending 66 pence on per day that you could not spend and commit, or invest rather, into your exercise? And 66 pence a day. So the workouts inside Backstage are 10 to 15 minutes long. You could choose to do an entire hour workout every single day for 66 pence. It's very flexible. You can do as little or as much as you want. Obviously, I'm recommending that you do a minimum of 10 to 15 minutes a day. But if you wanted to do more, and some people do, so the longer they've been inside Backstage and the habit is forming of doing that daily exercise, they're starting to add more time because it becomes easier. It's the baby steps that then become bigger. You also get 8 bonuses. So the signature 8-week course, I have an 8-week course that is currently selling at £99, and you get that thrown in when you sign up. You get access to a members only private Facebook group, much like the group you've been in for the challenge, but it's obviously only for members. I do a weekly live Q&A inside that group. That's on a Friday morning, and I'm in there every single week, and we have a chat. If there's any questions that have popped up during the week, if anyone wants to walk through an exercise, wants me to demonstrate something, or has an ache or a pain somewhere and I need to show them a stretch. So I'm very, very hands-on in terms of responding to your needs. There are daily accountability posts inside that group, and when you sign up, you also get a food and fitness journal and a fitness planner pack, and those documents contain things like the habit trackers, helping you to measure all of that, all the information that you need, tracking your food, so that you can print those off and fill them in and really start to track your progress. If you sign up for the annual membership, you get 3 months free, and you will also get a swap diet sheet showing you healthy alternatives to your usual foods. A couple of success stories. This is Anita. And she said, I was a bit apprehensive about it, so about doing ballet fitness basically, as I'm almost 50 and I wasn't sure if I'd managed to keep up with younger, fitter members. It's a leap of faith. Sarah gives such clear instructions, and the videos are very easy to follow. The exercises are manageable even for a novice like me and don't take very long each day. I was so excited to see real changes in my body very early on. I began to feel toned, especially around my tummy area, as the deep core exercises work muscles I hadn't discovered before. I lost some weight too, as I didn't want to eat junk, but felt the need to nourish my body well. As the weeks went by, I felt fitter and much more energized. And Anita is still one of our members inside Backstage. And Erin, who I think is watching, because I saw her on the chat. If you're there, Erin, give us a wave. Erin says, the thing that keeps me going with these workouts is that I can literally feel and see the results. I can feel my core strengthening. As I repeat exercises over time, they become easier. I can see changes in the shape of my body. After five ladies, she's had 5 children. My abs are stronger than they have ever been. I've struggled with being overweight most of my life, and for the first time, I'm actually seeing a bit of definition in my abs. That has never happened before. These workouts have also made me become much more aware of my posture. In turn, some low back pain and sciatica that I've experienced in the past have both decreased. Hello, Erin, she is there. If anyone wants to ask Erin a question, she's there. So a recap of what you get inside Backstage, inside the membership. You get the ballet bites, the plan, if you want to have a look down at that. You get the bonuses. I'm just going to take a drink while you read that. And there's 2 payment options. One's the annual pass, which if you buy that, you get the 3 months free, and the swap diet plan, and the monthly $19.99 per month. That is cancel anytime. There's no sign up fee. You're not tied in. If you want to sign up now for the month and next month you decide just not for me, you just cancel. You're not locked in if you decide to join. So Fast acting bonus, ladies. If you sign up in the next 10 minutes, so I'm going to do a Q&A now, we're running slightly over. If you sign up in the next 10 minutes, you're going to receive this ballet positions handbook. So this book guides you through some of the basic positions in classical ballet. So it's got I'm going to try and show you. Hang on. Oh. There I am. Here it is. Here's the guide, and this, let me show you, tricky. Look, so you've got the feet position. So if you're completely new to ballet and you have no idea where your feet should be or what all the positions are called, this lays it all out for you. So it's a little handbook with the basics, positions of the arms and the legs and so on. So it's got everything that you need in there, all the terminology that you need to understand, just to help you along that journey. So if you do sign up in the next 10 minutes while we're doing the Q&A, that will wing its way to you. Anyone that hasn't come on to live onto this workshop, I'm afraid that bonus is not available. It's just for the lovely ladies that have spent the last hour with me. So you're going to get your cheat sheet, your shake sheet as well. Shake sheets, energy shake sheets. I can't say it now, I'm losing. So what we're going to do now is have a little Q&A. So if you do have a question for me, if you can pop it into the Q&A box rather than the chat. So if you've already asked me something, because there's loads of comments in the chat, so save me scrolling. If you have a question, if you could pop it in the Q&A box. Loving being able to fit. Okay, so anonymous attendee has asked, love being able to fit these workouts into my busy day, but I guess it's still in my best interest to do cardio on top of these workouts. How much time should I be investing in cardio on top of that? It's a good question. It depends what your reason for doing the cardio is. Cardio, if you're talking about running, is great, as talked about, bone density. So you need to be having, putting weight through the body to help with bone density, and of course cardio for the heart. These workouts, as we've only been doing ab workouts, they're leg workouts, they get the heart rate up. They really, really do. We also have some cardio workouts in there. And interestingly, I was talking to my members this morning, and one lady said, can we have some more cardio workouts? And I said, sure. And then the rest of them went, no cardio workouts. So you can do cardio inside Backstage, but if you're currently doing your own cardio, if you're going for a run or you cycle, whatever, absolutely, you can do that hand in hand with these workouts. But as we age, as I talked about, you do need to be thinking about building muscle mass as well. So doing something like this, and if you decide not to sign up for Backstage, that's fine, but please try and incorporate some muscle mass building exercises into your regime. Tina, if you sign up for the annual pass, do you have to pay in one instalment? There is an instalment option, is there? No, that's for the course. Yes, you do, Tina. So it's £179 straight away for the 12 months. Kate, can you lose weight doing this? As I was going to join the gym for the same price, but I think I prefer this, to be honest. Kate, this isn't a weight loss program. So I'm not going to say to you, you'll join and the focus for us working together will be to shift your weight by, going on a special diet and everything. However, ladies that do the program, and if there are any members here that want to jump in and help me answer this question, do lose weight. As I talked about, when you start to build muscle mass, then you burn calories and you lift your metabolism. So yes, losing weight is a byproduct of doing these exercises, but that is not our focus, if that makes sense. Louise, is the handbook a physical book or an ebook? It's an ebook, Louise. So if you press buy now, it comes straight on the welcome email to you. It'll be an attachment that you can print off or download if you want to read it online. Winter is really bothering me. This is Mukti. I'm not feeling energetic to do my workout, as I was doing my workout 5 days a week, 3 to 4 days running as well. But right now I'm not able to put myself together because of winter. It's hard because if you're used to running outdoors, then this weather, I don't like the cold. It's not as enjoyable, and it's getting darker as well. And for us women, you know, if you're trying to go early in the morning or in the evening, I don't know, in the dark, it's just not much fun. But yeah, you can do these workouts at home, Mukti, in your pajamas next to the fire and stay nice and warm. But yeah, the winter is sometimes hard. We just want to feel like we're going to hibernate. Any other questions? Okay, Claudia, if I sign up for monthly membership, would I still start with the 8-week challenge? So when you sign up for, good question, when you sign up for the monthly membership, you you navigate to a getting started section, and there is a success path in there. So the success path, you identify where you are with your fitness, and then you follow the action steps in there. And the first action step is going to be to complete the 8-week course. So they are workouts. There's a warm-up, there's a mat workout in the center, workout at the bar, you just hold on to the back of the chair, and a cool down. And every single week you follow those workouts for that 8-week period. So it's not a challenge as such as it is a workout program. And that's what gets you started. Once you've got through the 8 weeks, then you join in with the rest of us with the, there are workout calendars in there every single month that will say, okay, today you're going to do this live workout, or you're going to do this new workout that's come out this month. You're going to join in with this challenge. It's always a 5-day challenge. You know, this week we might be working on our butts, so we're going to do it together as a group of members. Jenny, can you do personalised workouts, or are they all general for different parts of the body? Do you mean, I'm not sure what you mean, Jenny. The workouts are all 10 to 15 minutes long, and they are, you know, yeah, arms, butt, legs. I don't do personal plans like a PT would do, because that would be impossible for me to do. So it's not like you would get with a PT that's done a particularly personal plan. Okay. Okay. Someone, I can't quite read your name, saying that during this last week you feel like you've gained weight, but it's gaining muscle mass. So it weighs as well. So as I say, getting on the scales is not always a good measure of how you're progressing. Mo's just signed up. Welcome, Mo. Who is that? Lou, I can only see the beginning of your name. You've just joined. Excellent. Emma, next week, yes, so Emma's a member. Next week she's starting on week 3 of the 8-week signature program. So she's working her way through. And Sarah's joined us, and Anne's joined us. This is great. Oh, more questions. Okay, Artie, I guess exhausted as I wake up early to rehearse. I do Indian classical dance. Amazing. Have you got an online class? And then I go to work. I need to tone my body, but I'm just exhausted. Okay. Artie, go through that exercise with your week, marking out the times that you are absolutely committed to doing things. And I don't mean chores around the house. I mean, I leave the house at 5 to rehearse. I then do this and do that. You know, I am not there. Or I don't know where you're going to rehearse, but is there a dance studio? Are you in a theatre? Is there a room somewhere that you can fit a 10 or 15 minute workout in? Because you know when you do them, it energizes you. It is difficult, but we've got to make the time and we've got to do it. Jenny, oh, same question. I've answered that one. Kate, can you do the workouts at any time of the day? Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. For the 8-week course that you do when you first arrive into Backstage, I have 2 plans for you to follow. One is if you only at that point want to be fitting in 10 to 15 minutes a day. So that's going to tell you this workout today, this workout tomorrow, that's your 10 to 15 minutes. The second one is where you want to do a little bit more and have some rest days. So you might work out for 5 days and do a little bit longer, say 30 minutes, and then have a couple of rest days. And when I say rest days, I don't really mean rest. What I mean is going for a walk on those days, or you can have a look through the membership, choose one of the stretch workouts. We've got a mind and body section in there as well. There's a lovely body scan in there. So if you're feeling arty, that'd be great for you actually. You're feeling very exhausted and you just need to reconnect the body. You lie down and you follow the body scan, and it's lovely and relaxing. So there's a de-stress workout in there. So there's a lot of different things for you to do there on days where you perhaps are not really feeling it and you think, I'm not doing the cardio that she's put in. You can do the stretch. It's very flexible, so you can do it at any time, Kate, that you want to. You go into Backstage, you press on the workout, and you just do it whenever you want to. Natasha's in, Claudia's in, Christina's in, Claire's in, Tina's in. I think it's Tina. It says Tin. I can't read it. That's great. Okay. Artie says, thank you, sounds great. I'll be joining in February. Artie, if you mean joining Backstage in February, I should have said this, that the membership, the enrolment is actually, the doors are closing on Thursday. The reason for that, I only open the membership, I think, 2-3 times a year. And the reason for that is I have it open, I spend my time with people like on the challenge, then I close it so that all my focus then goes into nurturing the new members that have come in, to prioritizing them, to spending my time on my Friday mornings in the Q&As, answering questions, getting everyone started and getting to know people. So I'm afraid it won't be open in February for you to join. You need to think carefully about whether you're going to do that before Thursday or not. Sarah, this week's been amazing. I've really noticed a difference to how I'm feeling, my core strength, how my body is changing. Thank you. I'm on track and it fits perfect with my yoga work. It's brilliant. Welcome, Sarah. It's great to have you. Do we have any more pressing questions? Because I'm conscious it's 10:15 and I know you should all be heading for bed and getting 8 hours of sleep, having not had any takeouts because it's going to disrupt your digestion. We're not perfect. However, we do need to get some rest. Yes, Tina, the booklet will come through on email. It's an attachment to the email. Fiona's just joined. Welcome, Fiona. Any more questions? Artie, you're going to join us. Excellent. Artie, when you join us, go to the mind and body section and do the body scan, please, and relax. I'm in. Mrs. Second Fire is in. Welcome, Mrs. Second Fire. Catherine, if I join pay monthly, can I change the annual payments at a later date? Yes, you can, is the answer to that. Some ladies have done that. They've come in, they've tested it for 2 to 3 months, and they've decided they're all in and they want to sign up for the full 12 months. So that is a possibility, yes. So come and join us and see what you think. But I am going to have to go now. Any one last question from anyone? But you've all stayed to the end. Those of you that have stayed to the end, please be patient with us because we've got to make sure that we've identified all of you that are still here so that we can send your cheat sheet, your energy shake cheat sheet. I hadn't realised how hard that was to say. So that will wing its way to you, and hopefully you'll get that by tomorrow. Ladies that are signing up, your booklet will be at the bottom of the email in the PS, and it's a document that you can download and print off. But I can't see any questions. Jenny's having trouble paying, it's not accepting. Sharon's just signed up. Welcome, Sharon. Jenny, if you try again and you're still having problems, can you please drop me an email and we'll help you get that sorted. And because you have tried to sign up now, Jenny, and it hasn't worked, I will still make sure you get the booklets. Okay, good. Okay, ladies, it's been great chatting to you. I hope you found that really helpful. And for those of you that are joining, we'll be welcoming you in, and our first live is next Friday. But have a really good look around inside the membership. Any questions, let me know. And I look forward to meeting you very soon. Okay, it's been great. See you later, ladies, and welcome to all the new members. It's great to have you, sincerely. It's going to be really, really fun. Okay, we'll speak soon. Bye, everybody.